We're in Hadley, Massachusetts at the old Hadley Cemetery in a very old section. We're reading the inscription on the plaque. I'll read it to you and then talk about the stone. Here is interred the body of Mrs. Sarah Chauncey, the truly pious consort of the Reverend Mr. Harry Chauncey, who departed this life AD 17, and is cut off. And it gives the age of that's cut off too. Now there's a piece down here, right? And you can see it's exfoliation on the brownstone here, and it's already exfoliate on the back. All right. So brownstone is beautiful to use, but it's only brownstone. It's sedimentary rock, which means rock that has not been compressed as much as a granite rock, which is supremely compressed, and not as much compressed as a limestone. So it's going to do this after 300 years, start to exfoliate and get some problems. And that's too bad because it's a beautiful angel on the tip of it. Now we're going to walk down over here, and we cover this in another stop, but you can see there's exfoliation plus a chip off of this. They've raised it up on pillars, which is good to keep it away from water. These were embedded into the ground about 4 inches, and they formed the tombstone. Raising up will help it. It's still horizontal, which is not good because the water can still settle in. But amazing, you can still read the inscription on these. So in this stop, I'm showing some of the problems along the way, and I'll show you also things that aren't truly problems. On this one, you might think that it's lost its tip here because you notice that it has a tip here, and this one has 2 tips, right and left. But this one, you may think, oh, it should have a tip. No, it was made asymmetrically, and that's fine. And it's actually in good shape, this one. And it's hard. It is hard to read. I'll admit that. But if you have a good cleaning, get D2 solution onto here, then it would look good. Now, something good about this cemetery is that most of the stones face in the correct direction. They face west, and thus the bodies are such that the bodies were put in head over here, then legs, feet down here. Now, in most cases, you should have, with these bodies, footstones. Those are not footstones. They just seem to be other inscriptions. For the most part, they're just other headstones, maybe for younger people. Right? In most cases, that's what they are. But everyone that was buried pre-1850 had a footstone that would face towards the east. The headstone would face towards the west. Both inscriptions face outwards from the body, and the body was faced head west, feet to the east. Right? And so these are okay, they face the right direction, but the headstones are gone. So we're going to come down here. And we're looking straight into slate material. Slate is one of the best materials to use. It's as good as marble, and the inscriptions are probably the best inside of slate. It would have been very expensive back then, but you notice that the whole family here of the Montagues have their stones with slate, and the inscriptions are all very nice, even though they're very, very old. And so I'll tell you the inscription from here. In memory of Mr. Thankful Montague, consort of Mrs. Thankful Montague, consort of Mr. John Montague, who died April 17, 1758, in the 39th year of her age. And then also it tells a very good story also of Mr. David Montague, her son, who died near West Point in the service of this country, October 25th, 1781, age 26 years old. So he died during the course of the American Revolutionary War. And buried alongside is Mr. John and Mrs. Thankful Montague and the 3 children, Alright. And then to the other side is also more of the children. So it's a very, very nice section. So you can go through this whole cemetery, see some problems, and see some very nice sections. And that's wonderful to have at least some nice ones. And hopefully some of the problems can be fixed in the future. Thank you.